gave you that power?
I look at you, the two movies that you've just done have catapulted you into enormous fame, a certain kind of success so similar to Christie's. Do you think that something like that could happen to you?
Sure, I think it's in anyone. I mean, you feel the tremendous amount of pressure and everything, but
who places the pressure on you?
I mean, it's...
Mission Impossible, obviously, you pays your money. You want the big stunts. Now, last time you were on the show, you were kind of hinting at this big set piece in this movie that you spent years preparing.
Yes.
So I think you can tell us a bit more about it now, right?
Now I can tell you a bit more.
Yeah, OK.
I spent really 2 years, McHugh and I were talking about a sequence, and it's an aerial sequence with helicopter. And I've studied, you know, many different films. And so when I went and
pressure, I mean, who can place pressure on anyone but yourself? I mean, each thing that I've done, Risky Business, All the Right Moves, you know, Taps, The Outsiders, I am not concerned. I'm interested in my personal growth, what's going to make me happy, not how much money am I going to make, not what film is going to, like, you know, oh, really, you know, yeah, you know, make me more visible.
Did you think that you were a good-looking person?
I got my helicopter license, and we're flying aerobatics.
I was surprised you didn't have a helicopter license already. It seems so not you. When they were telling me, and he got his head around it, I was like, really? I'm sure I've seen him flying helicopters before. Were you flying without a license previously?
Yes.
Not to get you in trouble or anything, but...
Yes. So,
oh, were you?
Yeah,
OK.
Yeah.
So no wonder you got it quickly.
I know, I know. It's very fast.
OK, so you get the license.
Yeah, and then we, you know, we just started...
And that, therefore, you had all the accoutrements that were necessary in order to possibly think of an acting career in films?
No. I mean, I guess when anyone looks at themselves in the mirrors, I mean, I see more so my weaknesses as a person, and somehow, I mean, I never look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, you know, wow, I should, hey, look at that face, you know, you should be an actor. No.
I want to know what
started really working on the sequence to see what can we do practical. I mean, I think in terms of action, this is probably the largest practical action film ever shot. Like, when you look at the films, there's no CGI, so we're going through Paris, the motorcycle, it's just full-on cars, you know, we're all doing our own stunts. And the helicopter sequence is just incredibly exhilarating and very dangerous. So there's really only one country that would allow us to do it, where we had to build special...
What motivated you? What motivates you to want to make the right move?
In this risky business.
In this risky business, right? It doesn't spring from out of the sky.
No, I guess it goes back to family and a sense that I grew up with, of a sense for doing
camera rigs and for the helicopter. And so I got my license, and I trained up on aerobatics. And it's different. I fly aerobatics in airplanes, but helicopters are very different. So we're flying very low, very close to rock faces in a chase, and I'm chasing, you know, Henry in a sequence.
And we've got some pictures of it here. Yep. So now, that's you flying. Is this the end of the sequence or the beginning? I think we've got these pictures the wrong way around. I think
no, I can't tell you that right now.
OK.
It's part of the sequence.
All right, well, I just think this might...
Things your way, you know, and yet doing things that are creative and healthy. I remember one of the best Christmases I had, my parents got divorced, and I was like 12 years old. I was living in Louisville, Kentucky, and we didn't have any money. And so what we did was, a month before Christmas, the gift is that every time, you know, you did something good, you get to put straw in the manger or something, and you had to...
Be out of the wrong, because
there's Henry hanging out of the helicopter.
There's Henry back there flying. He's hanging out. He's not even flying a helicopter. I mean, really.
What he had to do in an armored helicopter, because we're doing aerobatics. At least I know my own fate, you know? He was there at times. I was literally on his tail, like a foot off the tail rotor at times. He had no idea.
There were times where I genuinely thought, I was like, oh, OK, this is how it goes.
But you film dedicated.
At least I get killed by Tom Cruise. Yeah. It'll make the papers.
We picked names out of the hat, and I have 3 sisters and my mother at that point, and it was just us 5. And we would do something good for that person you know, throughout the whole month until Christmas Day, and then, you know, you told that person, unless they figured it out already who it was. But it's all, I mean, through everything, through such the hard times, our family kind of geared things, made things easier to keep things positive, opposed to...
Henry's lucky because he can actually fly anyway. So
Yes,
if
of
he
course.
just-
Yeah, he loves. So here you are flying. Now, I'm guessing, so that must be after this next bit, because this next picture, you're on the outside, so someone must be flying that helicopter. It can't be... Please tell me you didn't get out of a helicopter while it was going. So that...
Dwelling on, hey, you know, look, it's Christmas, and, you know, we don't have any money to, like, buy all these gifts. I mean, it was the important thing is that we're together, and we're healthy, and enjoy the moment, enjoy today.
It must have been very difficult at age 11 or 12 to suddenly realize that the family unit had broken up and that your parents had divorced. How did you deal with it?
Well,
That's you. I mean, and that is you hanging off a helicopter.
Yeah.
But this next picture is, one, it's just a beautiful picture, but it's crazy. So that's you.
Yes.
I mean, that's...
Yes, I know, right?
I can tell by this you're quite high.
We were on the ground that day.
We're in the ball, hanging in the
The rest of the cast are in. And
as a child, I guess I'm still kind of going through that stuff, of feeling guilt about divorce, you know, and for years I ignored it. You know, I kind of shut that off from my life. But I think the thing is that it was harder on my little sister. Sure, it's painful, you know, always.
You've lived in a household, basically, with women, for the
Yes.
most part. How has that affected your outlook on women?
because, you know, Tom does all this stuff, does that mean that you guys have to say yes to everything?
Fucking hell, yeah. They want to. They can't wait. You can't get these guys out of the stunt room.
Do you know what? You
Henry's
can't.
like in the helicopter. He is loving it. You were freezing in that helicopter.
Oh,
You were
helicopter's
flying around
cold.
that
Yeah,
thing.
it's New Zealand winter and the doors are open.
You posted a picture. You posted a picture on your Instagram of you doing a stunt, which looks very painful.
And the roles that you have chosen in films?
I love women. I mean, I come from women, very strong women. I mean, my mother is very, all of them, all the girls are very independent and strong women. So somehow I don't feel as threatened by a woman. I mean, I feel very comfortable with women.
I get this feeling...
Painful. It should be. I think it's you being lowered down a cliff by your
Oh my
nipples.
God, it's a
That's his holiday.
I don't know how they wrote that into the script.
I love the stiff neck and the thumb.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's one of those moments where you're being lowered off this 1,800-foot cliff. And
Very famous one.
You know
you're
those
thinking,
moments.
yeah, one of those moments.
moments,
and
as
you're
you do.
thinking, I know I'm perfectly safe because the stunt.
that you wish to be extremely protective of that other side of your life. Even though your father is alive and you have a stepfather today, you were the man of the house. And therefore, in the traditional sense, though we have come a long way, you still are the father figure to all those women, are you?
I guess I felt that way. I mean, yes, I did. I mean, I was always like, you know, the guys that they went out with and stuff.
Crew is absolutely fantastic. Eastwood team they're really good. And you trust the harness, and they've all triple-checked everything. But it's still 1,800 foot, and you're walking off backwards.
They're not doing it.
It's so high, and the boat's at the bottom in the fjord, about this big, that it looks like a painting. And so you lose all sense of like fear and adrenaline for the height. And you start thinking, if I were to fall, could I kind of like squirrel suit with my...
And kind of looking at the guy and saying, you know, Leanne or Marion or Cass, you know, come on, what are you doing with this guy? You know, and not being nice to him if he came over or whatever. But, yeah, I guess I always felt that I wanted, you know, in terms of taking care of things around the house, like if something was broken, you know, I was always the one that they came to, or if like a gold chain was all knotted up or something, you know. I say, hey, Tommy, you know, come here, go fix it. So I guess...
Make it all the way to the water, maybe just like skim.
You've been in Superman too much. It's got to you. And Rebecca Ferguson, obviously, you know, with child now, so that makes stunts harder. But even when you did the last movie, you seemed quite unsuited